In this video, I'm going to show you how to bring up your project that you saved last time and how to bring in a new layer, a vector layer of the building or the home where you're going to be drawing the buffer from. So open up QGIS again. When you open up QGIS, you should get recent projects coming up on your map canvas. You can either click on that or you can go to this file over here and open up a recent project and navigate to where your project is. It'll have the extension QGIS and click on open, and it should bring up the project with your raster OSM base layer that you saved last time. So what we're going to do now is that is how we brought it in last time by going to browser, but if you toggle to layers, there's your OpenStreetMap base layer. Now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be creating a database. So this is where a lot of the theory that you have done in class is going to come into practice. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating another layer. So you click on layer at the top, and we are going to be creating a layer. Don't click on add layer because we haven't got anything there yet. So click on create layer, and we're going to be creating a new geo package layer. Now, this is a database where we are going to be saving all of our data, all of our spatial data and our attribute data. So if you click on that, the first thing we need to do is navigate to where we are going to be saving that. And by default, it's a good idea just to save it in your desktop, and you can always go and refile it later. And I'm going to be saving that as my GIS data project. You can call it anything you want, your GIS data. So once you've given that a name, click save, and that's going to be the extension, which is GPKG, which is your geo package database name. Now we're going to be creating a number of tables in here, 2 tables for this project. And the first one, I'm going to be calling this table buildings. So, let's just spell that correctly. Buildings. And within buildings, we're going to have a number of fields, and we're going to be naming and digitizing different types of buildings. It could be your home, it could be your school, wherever you want to draw a buffer from for your exercise, your 5-kilometer exercise buffer. So give your table name a name, buildings, and then you need to click on the scroll down, and you need to tell the GIS what type of data you're going to be capturing in this particular table. And buildings are vector data, but it's a point. So you indicate there that it's a point, and now you need to save it and as what type of projection it's going to be saved as. This is very important because we're going to be drawing a buffer around it in kilometers. So if you haven't watched my video on what projections are and a CRS, a coordinate reference system, please pause now, watch that video and come back to this, or else you may be a little bit confused. So click on that over there so that your coordinate reference system selector comes up. And what we are going to be looking at is the ZA for South Africa, NGI for National Government Information Services. And because I'm mapping a particular area in the Cape, my central meridian is going to be 19. So I'm going to click on 19, but if you are mapping your home in Johannesburg, please use a central meridian of 27. If you're in the Eastern Cape, use 31. And if you're in Durban, please use 33 as a central meridian. Once you've located that, click on OK so that everything that you capture is now going to be at the correct projection. Now, the field name, under name, just type in name, because under that we are going to be giving all the buildings different types of names, and it's going to be text data because you're going to be typing in a name. Ignore the maximum length and click on add to fields. So we are going to be filling in different types of names for the different buildings. Once you've done that, click OK. And then you'll notice on the layer panel over here, a new layer called buildings has come up, but there's nothing over here yet because we haven't edited any buildings yet. Now to do that, we need to click on this little pencil over here called the toggle editing tool. If you click on that, we're going to be editing add point feature. Click on add point feature, and let's say I'm going to be drawing a buffer from a particular wine farm over there. Let's say that's very close to Grand Provence, and that is where I just wish to be, having run out of wine in lockdown. So you click on that, and what is that called? You could either give it the name of the wine farm. I'm just going to call it wine farm. You can call it home. So whatever the point data that you are capturing, give it a name there, click OK, and you'll see that there's a little dot that's been generated there. Now, we're going to be producing a map. You can stylize that dot because that's rather small. Now, to stylize that, but before we do that, we need to put the pencil back in our pencil case, save it to that layer, and now we can start styling. To style, just go to your buildings layer, right-click until you get to properties, and there, under symbology, you can either choose any of these properties, any of these symbols that you like over here. But let's say I'm looking for a particular house. What you can do there is you can click on Simple Marker. And under Simple Marker, I'm going to go to scroll down to SVG Marker. And under the SVG Marker, if you scroll down to the side here, there are a whole lot of options. And I'm just looking for a symbol which can depict a house. There we go. I've located a house. I click on that. And let's say I would like to now change the color of the house and make it red. Okay. And the size of the house, let me just make that by default 10 so that it's large. Click OK. And there's my house in the beginning there. If you are using a Windows machine and you can't find OK, you'll probably find that your window is just off screen. Please, can you minimize it until you can see the OK? And because that's one thing we have found with window machines. So there I've got my rather garish little house placed right at the beginning. So I'm going to leave it there, but don't forget you need to please save your project. Click on save. You've already named it from last time. So what we've done now is we've created our database and we've added in a new vector layer and we've added in our point data for Windows. Next time, we are going to be bringing up this project again and drawing a buffer around it and saving it as our 5-kilometer buffer zone. Then we're going to be producing a map, and hopefully you can then print that out, take it along with you. So if any of the authorities should stop you, you have got your map showing you your exercise buffer. Thank you.